America call Vatican. So kwa more Pope Amaniano lobby say so about conference ni the whole world Ediano Glasgow conference na eba. The conference no Queen Elizabeth will be
okay.
Conference no Nobody baby conference no Boris Johnson. Any man some penyimfo nyina omu kwa kushia ho. Now say Sanet here dia. Yanko Revelation 13 12 to 14. Now for year maybe 2 videos.
You heard near this Revelation 13
12 to 14.
Wow.
Send your Vatican America akwa pimo Vatican. Okwa lobby pope no. And over 70 Revelation
13 12 to 14.
What's it saying?
And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him.
America no.
And caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. 13. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. 14. And deceived them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live.
America rule no plane. It is a conference here by the Cosudia and a poop we.
Okay.
Now Becaya, Emra Mbeko Paris. Akwa Paris agreement na tumu. Obama so make a statement.
Okay.
And the other kind.
Barack Obama. Later, Anasaha. Later.
Free hand mono akan. The Ababa see. Also, need to call it.
Okay. Later, the same day, President Barack Obama said the following in a press release through the White House, and I quote, "I welcome His Holiness Pope Francis' encyclical and deeply admire the Pope's decision to make the case clearly, powerfully, and with the full moral authority of his position for action on global climate change. As Pope Francis so eloquently stated this morning, we have a profound responsibility to protect our children and our children's children from the damaging impact of climate change. I believe the United States must be a leader in this effort, which is why I am committed to taking bold actions at home and abroad to cut carbon pollution, to increase clean energy and energy efficiency, to build resilience in vulnerable communities, and to encourage responsible stewardship of our natural resources. We must also protect the world's poor, who have done the least to contribute to this looming crisis and stand to lose the most if we fail to avert it." Barack Obama continues to comment on Pope Francis' encyclical, and I quote again, "I look forward to discussing these issues with Pope Francis when he visits the White House in September, and as we prepare for global climate negotiations in Paris this December, it is my hope that all leaders and all God's children will reflect on Pope Francis' call to come together to care for our common home."
Revelation okay, no.
Yes.
Now home my enemy. Sounds na Biden by. Also Trump ebe free Paris.
Yes.
Obe free ha or the echo ha. Me ba be sign executive orders.
Okay.
Na sa ba ni nyina. Daily guide e dey buy. Na no higher kakra na obeka.
Daily guide. Okay. Friday, January 22nd, 2021. The US will come again. The US will once again become a party to the Paris Agreement, Biden also announced. The move to rejoin the International Treaty on Climate Change is expected to take effect 30 days after deposited with the UN, Biden's team said earlier on Wednesday.
Now Joe Biden be president and no appointee John Kerry. So you're a special envoy
yes.
on environmental issues.
Okay.
And you know, environment in seminar no John Kerry near a question. And the video no I ever Senior Kerry Pope Francis. That's your name.
John Kerry's thoughts on Pope Francis. And no any next video I share. I will share share ba and the aka a change number term. So John Kerry's thoughts on Pope Francis.
Well, the Pope is one of the great voices of reason and compelling moral authority on the subject of the climate crisis. He's been ahead of the curve. He's been a leader. His encyclical Laudato Si is really a very, very powerful document, eloquent and morally very persuasive. And I think that his voice will be a very important voice leading up to and through the Glasgow conference, which I believe he intends to, hopefully intends to attend. So we need everybody in this fight. We need all the leaders of the world need to come together, and every country needs to do its part. And I think His Holiness speaks with a moral authority that is quite separate. It's unique, and we need all the power we can bring.
Say Pope, I be a politician, and I say, "Oh yes, suffer." Yeah,
my common sense. And the 15th May, and now John Kerry call Vatican.
Yes.
So Quack lobby Pope Senior Ombra Conference.
Yes.
And send you the can ne Casano,
Moshi, influential. Yes.
Then some are moving. They said, "You video."
Is that a video?
Yes, I could.
U.S. lobbies Pope Francis to attend COP26 climate change. When I say because Scotland. Okay. November 1st to 12th. Okay. U.S. lobbies Pope Francis to attend COP26 climate change conference. COP. Yako video the brasses here. Your third video for the day. Yako have my kind message in me so Eddie Amamo. Papa no di kaka or na for popo say popo na num se me pour for bebe boa. Then se me go ladder to see the blah 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 blah. Until hey lobby no yako hemra.
Combat climate change. So President Joe Biden's special envoy for climate issues praised the pontiff, his leadership and advocacy for the environment, noting Francis has been ahead of the curve when it comes to pressing the importance of caring for creation. All right. And we continue. And so once again, the United States of America, the current presidential administration, the White House, are reaching out to Pope Francis, asking for his help to combat climate change and praising him for his work, his encyclical on the environment, his activities, and emphasizing the Pope's global power, his global influence. So President Biden wants to get a lot done in fighting against climate change, and he recognizes the U.S. needs the help of the Pope. The world needs the help of the Pope. So Kerry praised the pontiff for his leadership and advocacy for the environment, calling him one of the most powerful voices on the planet, a compelling moral authority on the subject of the climate crisis, who has been ahead of the curve. The Pope is one of the great voices of reason and compelling moral authority on the subject of the climate crisis, Kerry says. Pope Francis's voice, Kerry said, will be a very important voice leading up to and through the Glasgow conference that begins November 1st. And so we don't know, ladies and gentlemen, we do not know if the Pope is going to go there, but the rumor is, and what is being broadcast is that it looks like he will be going. We are not saying on our channel whether we know he's going for sure or not, because we don't know, but we do know that the United States is front and center in this, and that the United States is asking for the Pope to come out to the conference. Francis earned his reputation, as we look at the screen here, Francis earned his reputation as a vocal advocate for the care of the environment, which is 2015 encyclical Laudato Si, which Kerry described as a what? Very powerful document, eloquent and morally persuasive. The Vatican may be a small entity, Kerry says, but the flock is enormous on a global basis, and His Holiness Pope Francis has the ability to help galvanize action from countries, Kerry said, adding that the pontiff's words can compel people of the world to demand change and action from their leaders. I think that the world has a special respect for Pope Francis, and there is no question that he has already been a significant leader in his endeavor, Kerry said, and we look to him, watch this, we look to him for further guidance. Whole world wondering after the pontiff. We look to him for further guidance and help in getting this job done. And I have to agree with some of the things that the Pope is advocating, but there's something that is not good. So why did John Kerry visit the Vatican to meet with the Pope Francis? In preparation for Glasgow, so that they're in Scotland that will host the United Nations Climate Summit. John Kerry is saying, please, Pope Francis, you can't miss this. And so Kerry stopped at the Vatican during a European trip in which he has spoken to political leaders in Rome, London, and Berlin to promote greater cooperation in combating climate change. This trip that is in preparation for the 26th Conference Climate Change, also known as COP26, which will take place in November in Glasgow, Scotland. All right? So that's what's going on. And anyway, look at the bottom here. I think that the Holy Father speaks with special authority to our sense of obligation to each other and the ways in which we need to all step up now together, given the divisions of the world and some of the polarization and ideology and conflict. Kerry said, quote, that voice, the Pope's voice, is more important than ever. And so the Vatican's long-awaited program for putting Pope Francis's ecological encyclical into action throughout the Church debuted Tuesday, which was May 25, with the Pope inviting all Catholics on a journey to create the future we want, a more inclusive, fraternal, peaceful, and sustainable world. At the same time, a top Vatican official confirmed that the Pope is pondering a journey of his own, a possible trip to COP26, the next major United Nations climate summit set for November 1st in Glasgow, Scotland. All right? And so, in a video message on May 25th, Francis said the Earth, as they would initiate there on May 25, that's when they launch this 7-year emphasis and action, platform action steps with Laudato Si. So in a video message, Francis said the Earth has suffered from wounds that we cause due to predatory attitude and irresponsible use of natural resources. These wounds manifest themselves dramatically in an unprecedented ecological crisis and have been further highlighted by the coronavirus pandemic. So, and what one person said, that's actually a youth member of the Global Catholic Climate Movement, said in regard to Laudato Si, people all over the world are looking for hope, she said, and the Laudato Si platform for action provides real hope. What is the Pope saying now? Let us inaugurate a lifestyle and a society that is finally eco-sustainable. We have the opportunity to prepare a better tomorrow for all. From God's hands, we have received the garden, and that's true. We cannot leave a desert to our children. I agree with that. So on a journey that will last for 7 years, the Pope says, we will let ourselves be guided by the 7 aims, action steps of Laudato Si, which will show us the direction while we pursue the vision of integral ecology, Pope Francis said. And so for a long time now, this house that hosts us suffers as a result of wounds that we cause by a predatory attitude, which makes us feel that we are masters of the planet and its resources and authorizes us to make irresponsible